Hello, I'm back. Gonna do more streams. It's time to go to the icy realm of the Empire and do some stuff. So yeah, you ready? Let's get started. If I can push the right button. There we go. Now we can get started. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable Imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there is aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you are ready to depart, I will ready the engines. And then several cutscenes will play in sequence, and I just got paranoid. Okay, everything's good. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. To Garlemald. To Garlemald. Ah! I'm on Reaper, right? This is gonna be fun if I'm not. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we are.
Ilsabad, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
Oh.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius. The winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
Oh, look at me, Gra. The hat.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party. They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they are led by Virgilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Look at him in this old
Having
jacket.
observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Dhim's the trump card. Yeah. Big fighter. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Supply Depot. Oh, that's such a badass outfit.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Pistola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right, once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Such a badass. Neoteric? Maxima the Neoteric. Okay, let's see. Can I talk to you? Nope. Alright, what does he got to say? Or got here. So that's his combo. Reduces damage. Hide. Ooh. Assassination. And a bomb to get rid of the dogs. Alright. Assuming there is nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you are ready. Commence mission. Are you ready? Yes.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
No. 2 on the gate. Could get messy if I'm not careful. Okay.
Must be losing my touch.
Oh, I'm not supposed to attack it. I'm stupid. So don't attack the things. Try to stealth. Deception. Guarding the controls, time he took a nap. Okay. So if I assassinate him... Oh my god. gosh. And bewilderment bomb works on dogs, so... Alright, let's go. This kid boy.
Damn, spotted.
Oh, I'm not good at this. Right, I can assassinate people. Stupid. They won't see me through this. They don't. Excellent. Oh, there's a dog. So they've got guard dogs. No use hiding, they'll sniff me out.
7 hells.
I've failed. I'm just a Thancred sneaking round. You ain't seen me. I'm just hiding. I'm just stealthy. Nothing to see here. That should do the trick. Now to hide and send word. Whew.
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Okay. Wait for that Magitech slasher to go away. Okay. Oh no. One. That's gonna be tricky. Oh, crap. Can't do that. Okay, I'm gonna have to just wait for it to recharge, so I got 5 more seconds. Alright. I think I can just sneak by. Far safe for now.
Must be losing my touch.
Oh, not really. You could do the same thing. I believe in you. Okay. Managed to avoid detection by a large enemy force for now. Threat awareness is concerning me. Okay. Daddy Breadbasket, yes! Hi, sorry. I've been intensely focused on this. Okay, let's go.
Damn, spotted.
This is not a good place for me to be. Come back here. We're just gonna build a pile of bodies on this side. Growing increasingly aware. This is very bad. Stealth action, yeah. Just stealth my way over here. Okay. So this is control terminal. Oh, and that's a wall. Can I get to it without being seen? No! No one sees me. I'm invisible. I'm invisible if I don't move. I did. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, that was terrifying.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
Mine too.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
You can stop some. A few moments later, at the rear of the Ilsabard contingent supply caravan. Ah, there he is, in his magnificent hat.
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but
that's not what you want to see.
Wait! Something's coming!
More dogs!
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Okay, good. I did choose Reaper. Alright, here we go.
Fighters! Protect the others!
A brief respite, but stay alert.
Just not attack that. Go
Keep the
up.
carriages safe.
He just casts that randomly. What do I do? Oh, get to the carriages in front. Ah! I know what I'm doing. What is impeccable timing? I am Mandalay.
Enough, friends! The savior of Ishkan is here!
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
There we go. Nope, I didn't go the wrong
We're
way.
the only ones to discuss it!
I mean, technically yes, but
Well, we
also
put our backs into it then!
the other people had me, so like, you know.
I've been itching for a good scrap.
You're fighting handicapped. You know, not to brag or anything, but I am the warrior of light. All free, all clean. Oh, that's cool.
You lot alright back there? We're fine and ready for more. Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
Went north and joined the Vanguard. Okay. Meanwhile, on the front line. Tower's so creepy. Freaking Gary Andre just standing there. Sleep.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal. In time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
That's true.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That I did.
I like her shoes.
That's Vigilia! Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
Hey! There is now! Hatman is here! Hatman the Catman!
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
Fashionably late, of course.
There's no stopping us now. Come on, let's show them what we're made of.
Yes! Alright, come here.
We have them now! Forward!
All of you. I desire all of you.
Right! Let them have it!
Love this. It feels so powerful. Oh, look at Pippin go.
As a raging forward!
Honestly, badass.
That's her! Vigilia! Do not fall behind!
Oh, that's tank. Nope, not gonna sit on that. Hey, Virgilia. Like playing with Reapers?
Tremble before the sun!
Oh, this is not good.
May your screams fill the air!
Oh, I did it! Oh, that was close. Duty complete.
A worthy adversary!
Oh my gosh.
Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death.
Oh my gosh.
Saddle her too.
Magnite.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan? Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
Don't think this music's gonna be playing once we arrive at the spooky building. At least it's festive. Fits the mood.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. "800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed. Bitterly so.
Desolate.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Doesn't have
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
It has a name! Name it what it already is! Don't rename it! You're not conquering this land! Golly gee whiz! Excuse me. I require this for science. Tune to the aetherite. Look at everyone here. Hey, y'all are wearing my coat! I'm in seasonably fashioned. Gemstone trader, hello. I want that coat. I travel around with the troops, purveying my wares wherever they go. I'm still setting up shop, but come back later and I'd be happy to do business with you. I must progress further through the Endwalker main scenario in order to access the vendor's wares. Noted. Alright. Hat Man's on it again. In spite of the obstacles we've faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss the course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Y'shtola and G'raha to join us in that building to the northeast of camp? Alize and I will meet you there. Ah, a meeting. It's time for meetings. Y'shtola, you look so fancy. Look at this jacket. How is she not freezing though? It's not, well, I guess she's got wool. She does look a little cold. A meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over once my head has cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. 'Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Aether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. Definitely, not a spooky tower at all. Alright, off we go! Find G'raha. Oh. Is that someone in... My friend, you are going to freeze. Rip. Hello, G'raha. I look like you. Only more emo. And with a hat. You will be pleased to know most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings, and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there is no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting. I will make my way there. Feels. Yeet! That's the wrong direction. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin. Everyone is here. We are all present. Oh, I like those windows. That'd make a pretty screenshot.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city. For therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porxia of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
Oof.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
The bros are at it again!
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
Aww.
That leaves us with guard duty.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Yes, I definitely have one of those. I absolutely do not get lost when I glance away from the screen for a moment and go in the wrong direction in the middle of Gridania like 3 hours ago. Definitely not me. If there are any survivors, we will surely find them. Extensive travels is something of an understatement, but I suppose if there's nothing else that needs doing. Ice fields! I love ice fields! Oh wait, no I don't, says Dhim, who hates the cold.
As ever, you do not want for enthusiasm. But given your experience traipsing about through Kurthus, I should be surprised if you let a little inclement weather dampen your redoubtable spirits.
What spirits?
And even if that were the case, the promise of hot soup upon your return would surely spur you to action.
Alright. You know what? Hot soup, we have a deal. I'll do it.
You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
Aww. I love her. She's such a badass. All these people are so cool. They got a poor little... They stuck with the gremlin of light. Oh well. He'll do his best. His gosh dolly darndest. That's not how you say that word. Eat egg. Alize. Gods be good. If it's this cold with Tataru's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. I must remember to thank her when next we meet. It makes me realize, too, that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. Now, that is a good point. It is really cold. Xanalaine, as usual, is aimlessly milling about. What ho, chums? Been given something useful to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you ask, we're to scour the Eblan Rime for survivors. What? Wander around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? You'd take forever to finish the job without the benefits of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. Manalaine. Hydration pause, sorry. I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. Move that out of the way. It's in the way of my water bottle. Which everyone knows is the most important thing. Alright, come here, Fenrir. Oop, that's a lamp. Off we go. And Ilsabard. Ooh. This is very important. So cool. Alright. Continue on. Oh, look at that whale flying! Guess that answers my question about things being phased. Hey, Manalaine. Scoping things out. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing? Or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after, either way. Is that an ether current? No, just a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see o'er yon hillock? There's no mistaking it. That's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there, behind that tree. It looks like she's running away from something, though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress, a rather fetching one at that. She'll be gone long by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're headed. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful, thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. That's gonna bonk me. Don't want to be bonked. Footprints in the snow. Trail of fresh footprints leads east. Yum. That's a thing. I hate it. I hate it. I really hate it. These footprints appear to be the same as those you saw previously, and they lead towards the building. Monitoring Station G. We're getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first, we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have opened in some time. She may still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible that she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? I think I skipped something. We're getting closer, I'm sure of it. Nope. Nope, I did not skip. Okay, good. Can't skip the dialogue. It's important. Can you go in this building? You cannot. It's a cool building, though. Stars. This music is beautiful. I like that the weather and time of day changes for your cutscenes depending on what it is in the game. The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call on her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It would be safer to get closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. So basically, I gotta sneak up on her. All stealth-like. Follow the girl from a safe distance. The objective will end in failure if you are noticed. Make sure to use covers such as rocks to approach her without being seen. Similarly, the objective will also end in failure if you fall too far behind. Should you fail to complete the objective, you may try again by returning to the designated location. Duty commenced. Destination will not appear on map while following. Discover a new location. Ah! New sheet check. Alright, yeah, we're gonna stay as Dragoon for this. Because I need the experience. Thirsty for experience, you know? I hate that. Ugh. Dude, you're such a creeper. Someone there. Definitely not. Definitely not a cat in the hat. Must be imagining things. No cats in a hat here. In a floppy hat. Keep you warm. Cerulean sprite. Better catch my breath. That is a really cute dress. those beasts spot me, I'm done for. My luck holds. Well, your luck doesn't hold. You got a gremlin on your tail. Gotta keep going. They're all something. Counting on me? I don't know. Just a little farther. Ooh. Is this the final spurt? Excellent. I'll probably make it to that tree. Haha, I did it! Boo. Phew, still in one piece. Hello! It is I, your worst nightmare. I've come to greet you. Have you got any souls? I am hungry. Hi, sorry. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Please don't. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alize and our good friend Dhim'a. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all of this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Telophoroi are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we've met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telophoroi's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name's Licinia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night and the roar, that terrible roar, and then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. Pure hells are real. I saw one that day. I ran past my friends, people I'd known all my life. Eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor's spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and my Me and a few others are, borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. Just wanted to keep everyone else safe, and I didn't know if you were... The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course. Whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I'd better tell the others first, though. Wait here. This is everyone. Licinia says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with the means of heating the place, as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alize? We'll have a fire burning in no time. May we build it under that gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower? Yes, you do as you will. That is ominous stare. Okay, back to Reaper. Liciania's inner turmoil is writ plain on her face. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? We can do our best. We will help. We'll help everyone. Despondent, sickly, and emaciated. I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Amanoline's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Warming tincture. Being gifts from the notoriously unreliable Amanoline, it is highly doubtful this concoction will have the intended effect. Only there were willing, and more importantly, unwitting, volunteers on whom to test it. No! No! Test it on Dhim. Warming tincture? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it seems that absurd after what's happened, it's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification. The magitech that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, ceruleum ingens is full of the stuff, for all the good it does us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well. Yes, never been better. Have a questionable tincture. I hope it helps. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? No? Just a joke, ha ha ha. If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep. So said the poet. and alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned, to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my help, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want? To help you. A tincture. May as well drink it, I suppose. They all have nice shoes. This? It's a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it. We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore, sourced from the locus ammonius, it is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like all the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral home of Locus Ammonius. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hoped to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be defeated so easily. Sorry to break it to you, my friend. He's definitely dead. Patricide. Patricide and regicide. All in one. Twofer. What's that? Warming tincture. Have fun. Feel warmer. Stop sticking your hand through her pixels, Dhim. So this is what you gave the others. Thank you. I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Big yawn. Sorry. Are you a part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Vergilia's troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Oh. Sorry. Water was needed. Camp Broken Glass, you call it, and Vergilia and her men are there now. So how did you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships. And there might be a way to. Lucinia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby Almasti has found his way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. And that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. It's ceruleum you need, then ceruleum you shall have. You'd best watch out for the baby almasties while we're away. Yes, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way round. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Alright. So, before we continue on our way, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a snack. That's not how you spell anything. And, you guys can enjoy watching the boy dance. I shall be right back. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I, like, had multiple snacks and chugged a bunch of water. So, hopefully I am held over properly. So I'm definitely feeling a bit sleepy. It's Dragoon time. Ooh. Unicorn. But that's not what I want. Because I want to go fast. Go Neum. Neum speed. Sorry about the wait on that. I appreciate your patience. Snacks must be acquired sometimes. That's just how it be. Yeah, I'm going over the ice. Going through the danger zone. Who goes there? How did you find us? Yeah, some girl told me to come over here. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the purebloods over at Victor's Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up arseholes. Thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. Ha! Looks like the boot's on the other foot now. The capital's gone to shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, Sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another think coming. Really? Alright, you guys made me do this. But I don't want blame coming back on me for this. This is not on me. Let the record show I was trying to be nice. Stop, please. Consider me intimidated. Am I dead yet? No, not yet. There you are. Alize. Just after you left, Lucinia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. Wait. You do? When was that? So this is Tapper's Den. Well then, after you. I've already forgotten when she transported ceruleum. Maybe I didn't see it? Was this back in Labyrinthos? I don't remember. Who are you, and what happened to the guards? I beat them up for insulting me. Eorzeans and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean? You were brought here from other lands? Garabanya, Yangsha, Baja, Dalmasca, to name but a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life, all put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of On, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. The old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that's escaped more or less unscathed is Cerulia Ingens, still sustaining us even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake. But how can you do that if it's frozen over? Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, if it's not ceruleum... It's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days, what with the city in ruins. We take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got cerulean by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but you're all free to go now. Why carry on living here? Free to go. Go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire. And the knowledge and skills we acquired working here will be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. Long as there's a need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald as we know it is gone for good. Gone for good. The biggest threat on the continent took itself out. Isn't that a sick turn of events? Regardless of what the Ilsebard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there will be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. He's amenable to making a deal. Excellent. So you come seeking ceruleum, have you? What? Those pure bloods up at Victor's spoils sent you? To turn to their enemies for help. They must have been more desperate than I'd thought. And again, Licinia's got her little sister to think about. A sister? But we only saw Licinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get it around here. I may have refused Licinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange, but I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? Deal. Can't for the life of me think why Licinia would keep her sister a secret from us. But we can ask about that after we've delivered the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. That is so loud. Why is this suddenly so loud? Did I accidentally scroll the volume all the way up or something? I clicked the wrong button again. I was thinking about doing the holiday event stream tonight, but since I'm already starting to feel a little bit tired, I may save that for tomorrow. There we go. Why did I just space out super hard there? I'd like the total space out thing where you're like driving and then you realize you come to and you're at your destination. You're like, I don't remember any of that, but it was in a game. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would still be treating them by the fire, but there's nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. I want to be able to go inside these buildings, but I don't think I can. Radio's gone too, and the fire. Oh no. Well, that's not what you want to see. They asked me to help carry supplies. When I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. Fear they fared rather worse than me. Can't fool us. We know what you're about. What do you mean? Oh, Dhim looks pissed. Vultures, that's what you are. Waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then you swoop in. Then in you swoop. Here to help. What rot? All a ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in. Put ourselves at your mercy. Put us in chains. Steal our lands. Get your revenge. No. You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. Found empty medicine bottles and a bed that was still warm. It's true. Licinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now there's no sign of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. If you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister's ill. The empty bottles prove it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry, or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. You invade our homeland. Taint it with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. Garlean would sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for the chance to free them since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. Cannot say how Licinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries, and theirs. I will join you in the search after. All right. Be careful. It's a cute coat. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. Have you decide for yourself, rob us of our lands, rob us of our pride? No, I'll not allow it. Better to die free than live in servitude and shame. The girls would say the same. I mean, honestly, Dhim would too. Better to die free than to live as a slave. But that's not why we're here, so we have to help them. 2 sets of fresh footprints, young women judging by the size. It's definitely them. Come on. The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. Can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts, and I can only imagine how hard it must be for her alien sister to cross the ice. We could really do with Alphino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. Yeah, they really shouldn't be here. Those things. Ooh. Hello, sorcerer, who's clearing my path. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are a badass. Oh no. The blood staining the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victim may have been severely wounded. The trail of blood leads southeastwards. Sorry, I had to cough. Dhim at least looks somber. They have the radio. The two bodies are already cold. He could have helped them. If they'd only given us a chance.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked. No. Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold. I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all. I want to understand, so I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
There must have been something we could have done. But what? Should we have never come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? Alphinaud's resolve may be shaken, but he has not forgotten his duty. We have already caused enough harm here. Let us return to the camp before we cause any more. For those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia and do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Come. We teleport back. That's a crystal. That's a crystal. That's so sad. Alize and Alphinaud tell me they've finished their preliminary search for survivors, but refrain from saying much more than that. Clearly, they are reluctant to provide details. Might I ask for your account? You may.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's 3rd Legion clashed with the 1st, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events at the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Zenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the 3rd Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the 1st Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the Third Legion's coffers, but the First as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the First Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varys giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
This sounds awfully familiar.
We have something to show you all.
Varys spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends! I must speak with you! A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
I think we do.
Who do we have here?
Garleans? Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
I am Lucia Junius, a Temple Knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
I'm going with you. What would your mother say if I let you 2 go by yourselves? I'm going with you!
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
Okay. We'll do our best.
Couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
It's kind of tragic if you think about the situation between Licinia and everyone, and Maxima too. Any Garleans who defected or walked away from the Empire now kind of don't have a place because everyone in Eorzea doesn't trust the Garleans, and none of the Garleans trust them because they're in Eorzea. You will be received as invited guests, and so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourselves accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence above all else. Remember this. Thancred, in particular, will be worried sick if you're gone too long. May the Fury watch over and keep you. Are you and the children ready? I will explain the route once we are outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we will judge it an act of hostility. We will not hesitate to take appropriate measures. I would expect nothing less. You will have our full cooperation. Goodbye, everyone. Cat's on the road in his little ears. Gotta pull his ears out for a minute. This, you know, yeah, gotta get some ear wiggles in. Look at him in the snow in his little coat. He's cute. Okay, hat. No, he looks cool. We're gonna leave the hat off for a little bit. Alright, this is far enough. Listen carefully. We head over that hill, then follow the road until we reach Liminal Station 4. Children in the lead, I want you where I can see you. We do have names, you know. I'm Alize and he's Alphino, and last but not least, there's Dhim'a. Dhim'a? Where have I heard that name before? No matter. Alphino and Alize will watch the road ahead, while we bring up the rear. I wasn't lying about there being many dangers, so you're to run, not saunter, run, towards the station. If you even think about going for your weapon, the deal's off. Should any creature bar the way, we go around them. Once you choose to depart, Euless will accompany you. Alphino and Alize will then begin moving towards the destination. Make your way to Liminal Station 4 without falling behind. If you leave Euless behind for any reason or lose sight of Alphino and Alize, you may try again by returning to the starting point. Ready to make a dash for the station? Yes. You set off at the bricks, walk over that hill, right? And eat egg. Apple and bear. Must be the road he mentioned. If we follow this, it should lead to the station. Not the easiest surface to run on. Ulysses is really like, I'll take 3 of you, and then we sent the person who's basically an army. You better not draw attention. Like, it's just straight up sent the champion of Eorzea as your delegation. Nope, nope, nope. That's the station, I presume. Yes. Okay, he's gone. This is it, the first stop, that is. Good. Looks like your friends knew better than to follow us. Are these your headquarters? No, we're stopping here so I can check for pursuers. Since it appears you've kept your side of the bargain, we can carry on. North of the station is Rego Domorum, one of the main residential areas, or at least it was. The afflicted roam the streets in packs. They'll tear us to shreds if given the chance. Keep close, no wandering off, understood? Wait. From here we'll be heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen. Aye, they spare their own but slaughter the rest without hesitation. They will try to avoid detection. The chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim at best. I will lead the way, but in the event we are seen, you're to fight them off. Those 2 will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. While I doubt they would be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back, I will not take that chance. With that said, let us proceed. As always, it is up to the Warrior of Light to protect them all. His little ears are gonna freeze. Dang it. Oh yeah, I got a Mog Fork. I see why your comrades chose you. Euless, our contingent has a cure for the afflicted, or tempered as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we may administer the treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. Is that so? For all I know, your treatment would simply force them to forsake one master for another. As far as I and my legion are concerned, they are no longer our people. They're beyond saving. Those who thought differently and tried to reason with them were butchered for their bleeding hearts. Come, we have to keep moving. His little ears freezing are concerning me. Alright. Time to bring out the good old Garlemald Reaper. Trust me now? I stole your attacks. See, I'm great. Looks like we're not being followed. We will continue onwards. Are we? Are we being followed? I see no one. A blend ice trap. I don't like it. Alright, let's swap to Dragoon real quick. Now we go over this way and uncover this zone. There we go. I meant what I said. These people deserve only death. I stayed my hand before only out of a desire to remain undiscovered. And that is still the higher priority. We should continue to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. Keep following the railway. Dear. This place is so cold and sad and desolate. In the shadow of an ominous spire, no less. Now let's swap to Dragoon real quick and uncover this zone over here so that we don't have to worry about it. And I suppose we should try to uncover over here as well if we can. Okay. Please no. Please leave me alone. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay, let's go. How the heck do we get in? Oh. Oh. Hang on, guys. Don't mind me. I'm not absolutely terrifying right now. Look at what they have become. Would you still stand here and claim that they can be cured? Those exposed to a vast quantity of Primal's ether may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. Then you admit it. No! Some can be healed, some cannot, Euless. Listen to the words, not what you want to believe. Then you admit it. Now that you have seen these monstrosities for yourself, perhaps you will think twice before speaking of a cure. You say that as if you're the ones who've been, like, literally, that's not what I wanted to do. Like, we've been dealing with this for a very long time, my friend. I don't think you're the one who has the monopoly on primal experience. We're almost there. You have kept your side of the agreement, so I will keep mine. This way. The music here is really sad. Oh, hello. This is Tertium, one of Garlemald's largest stations. It now serves as our headquarters. I've already sent the twins ahead. I will be with you soon, so wait for me at the bottom of the stairs. Okay. Don't mind me and my motorcycle. Oh, jeez. It's plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. It could have done a lot worse. Even so, I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, and if Euless was willing to make the perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass in search of food, their own supplies must be all but exhausted. They may be shielded from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold. Much like Victor's spoils, it must be a constant struggle to keep their people warm. Lower your voices. While you may be here as my guests, the others will not take kindly to your presence. My commander is in the locomotive over there. Should keep the doors closed to keep the heat in. I'm assuming I cannot, but I'm gonna try it anyways. The Aetherid is not responding. No. Where is Daddy? Did he? You mustn't worry, darling. I'm sure he managed to escape just like we did.
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Vankina, Legatus of the First Legion.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our Emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes, nor do we bear you any ill will.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears. So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned. Conquest and Empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varys understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit. If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. But after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference, to make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that. What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald?
That was...
Is it because we do not share your faith?
No, it's because you brutally murdered and enslaved and tormented every person and place you took over. Look at Dhim'a, Garabanya. It's not prosperity. It's enslavement.
That we do not share your heritage?
That's what you did to us. You're projecting.
That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not?
No, it's because you were dicks.
Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope. It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter. You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed. No harm will come to you. if you cooperate.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition. Collar them.
Leave the twins alone.
What are these?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock. Stop. Keep away from that one.
Don't touch him.
The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed.
Huh, recognize me now, Euless.
Even if he allowed himself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If he refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
Don't touch them.
You needn't worry about us.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
Even now, you still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for?
Trying to help, you douchebag. Because even the most bitter adversary may one day see reason. On the coldest, blackest of nights, meager though it may be, we must share the warmth of our fire. Oh, Shiva. Oh, Shiva.
You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be. You will be their warden. Take them away.
Eula's like, no, no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you want to guard us, Euless? Try to contain me. Defeat you all. As per Lord Quintus's instructions, I am to supervise you during your time here in Tertium. Before you ask, no, I don't have a key or any other means to remove your collars, nor would I tell you if I did. And if you try anything, you'll soon wish you hadn't. So do you truly intend to speak with the others, or was that merely a ruse? We're in no hurry to disobey Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean, or perhaps you doubt the wisdom of his decision. Do as you will, but remember, I'll be watching. If I catch wind of you doing anything untoward, trying to trick our people into turning their coats and the like, those shock collars will be the least of your worries. Understood? Though we're somewhat compromised, to put it lightly, let's not waste this opportunity. I suggest splitting up and learning what we can of their situation, and above all else, don't use magics of any sort. You, on the other hand, may go wheresoever you wish, even outside the camp. I know full well I couldn't stop you if I tried. But do not forget, if you do anything to endanger us or our interests, Alphino and Alize will pay the price. He's starting to use their names. Can I use this now? No, I can't. Ah, queso. You came with Euless, didn't you? Well, whatever business brought you here, you'd best keep your hands off that aetherite. It's deactivated, but I'd rather you didn't mess with it. There are others throughout the city, built by Garleans, for Garleans. You could teleport all over in the blink of an eye, provided there was a terminal nearby. These days, however, we use the aetherite's power to keep this place lit, but that comes at the cost of its normal function. I know who you are, the so-called champion of Eorzea. Come to Clote, have you? I'll wipe that smirk off your face. I don't think that's possible. By the blood of our fallen compatriots, I swear I'll... Ugh. Damn, tore the sutures. All the times. Worst of the lot within striking distance, and I can't even muster the strength. If it weren't for the third bleeding us, we'd be the end of you. Virgilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus his life, but we made our escape, took shelter in a mansion, tended to the wounded as we prepared to strike back, and then... Night fell and we gathered around the radio. Then the roar, the terrible roar. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared, if you can call this a mercy. Mind intact, but body broken. The soldier in name alone. I'd cut you down where you stand if I could, murderer. Yes, he's killed a lot of people, but also you tried to kill him too. Not one of us is not guilty. So cold. This young soldier is on the verge of losing consciousness. I'm sorry. Can't help it. It's you, Dhim'a Louis. I served under Lord Gaius in the 14th Legion. I was there on the night the Praetorium fell. You and your adventurers. You killed them. My comrades, my friends, swept them aside in their dozens as though they were nothing to you. And maybe I am too. Just another faceless enemy to be cut down. But it won't be long until our countrymen return, till you get what you deserve. Mark my words. The hero of one side is always the villain of the other. It's an unfortunate truth. What am I missing? Well, that's a person. Oh. The radio. This radio is the same model as the one used at Victor's spoils. Perhaps it's what saved the soldiers here from being tempered. Did you learn anything of note? Then your findings are consistent with my own. Their plight is desperate indeed. The sick and injured are at the greatest risk. Without warmth and proper nutrition, I fear they will soon perish. I realize there is precious little we can do for them at present. Sorry, hello, Jan. But I cannot bear to see them suffer. Please, would you help me tend them? I'll do my best. Not really a healer, but I'll do what I can. Hi, Flavius. Who's there? My eyes, I can't see all that well. Ah, thank you. The numbness has subsided a little. I know It won't last much longer. You should look to the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. Me going hungry means someone else lives to see another day, so be it. At least I can serve in that way. Still serve. Serve by dying. So those you met fare no better. I was afraid you would say that. I know we were warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps we might gain permission to have the contingent deliver supplies? Quintus may have his feelings on the matter, made his feelings on the matter quite clear, but even he must recognize they're in no position to refuse help. Maybe Euless could persuade him, though we'd need to persuade Euless first. That's worth a shot. Hey, Euless. We want to bring you stuff. Well, seen enough. Euless, the people here have barely enough food and fuel to survive. Have you and the other soldiers been able to procure any more supplies? We've been scavenging provisions from the nearby houses, as most families kept some stored away in the event they were snowed in. Still, going out and getting it is dangerous work, and we've a lot of mouths to feed. Fuel is the greater concern, though. We had some ceruleum set aside until it was stolen. We haven't identified the culprit. Could have been other refugees or one of the afflicted for all we know. Either way, we're down to the last dregs. Without the heating they need, those in poor health are only going to get worse instead of better. If it's ceruleum you need, our contingent has secured a ready supply. We can have some sent over. We will not accept your charity. If we can hold on a little longer, the situation is sure to change. Aye, everything will change. One of your comrades mentioned something along those lines. It's a mysterious countryman of yours, I assume. Heard something of it, have you? Well, from what I've seen, there's little you could do to interfere, so there's no harm in telling you. One of our scouts spotted a hooded man issuing instructions to the afflicted, or, in the bastard's words, loyal servants of the Telophoroi. Then he made his way inside the Imperial Palace, or what stands in its place. We'd identified the seat of the enemy's power, we realized. Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion saying as much and instructing them to join forces with the provincial legions to prepare for a combined assault on the Telophoroi. Once our allies arrive, your contingent will be sent running for the hills. Then we shall reclaim the capital by our own hand. And how do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long before reinforcements reach Garlemald. They need help now. Say the word, and we will bring you ceruleum. I will speak with Lord Quintus. So, did he agree to it? No, he will not place Garlemald in the debt of her enemies. I have, however, been ordered to search for ceruleum outside. As you are under my watch, you will come with me. Very well. After all, many hands make light work. You're a lot more trouble than you're worth. Once we are outside, you will follow my instructions to the letter. We depart shortly. Think we have time for one more? Hats back on. We're going outside, friends. We will begin our search for ceruleum in Regio Urbanissima. The first location is Forum Soleus, a park to the northwest of the station. You are to remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. Okay. Hey guys, ever seen a motorcycle in the middle of a train station? Now you have. Okay, now we're gonna have to swap back to Dragoon to grab that zone. I love how it tells you your instant portrait set because of CC now. The portraits are a lot of fun. Actually, okay, I'm really quite proud of my ninja portrait. You ready for this? You ready? Bam! Don't mind the glasses. It's better without the glasses. There's my ninja portrait. Enjoy. Urbanissima. Ooh. Either card. And experience. It's kind of fitting. Dhim started out as a Dragoon, so it's nice turning in a lot of these quests on Dragoon. While running through it on Reaper, which I've mained on him for quite a bit now. Bonk. So this is the park. I'm surprised they found space for one amongst all these buildings. Actually, the recreational areas came first. The houses were later built around them. A healthy society requires communal spaces for children to play and adults to socialize. This park was named after the founding father of the Empire, the great Solus Zoscalvus. Did we come to extract ceruleum from the wrecked magitek armor? No, we've already drained it dry. Same goes for the rest of the machina in the vicinity. But as our ceruleum has been stolen, we must scour the city for every last drop. While I don't expect to find anything here, I've decided to try one more time in case something has been overlooked. I see. Then with your permission, we will commence the search. So this is downtown Garlemald. This is the city. What's left of it? And that's the castle. Cursory inspection of the wrecked magitek armor confirms that the fuel canisters have long since been drained of ceruleum, as Euless said. Okay, and really quick, I'm gonna grab the two zones to the right and the left here so that I have them. There we go. Don't have to worry about that. I'll probably go exploring after stream, do that off camera. Just, you know, get all the zones unlocked. Children's side. Contraption is built in the style of Imperial War Machina, armed with battery of weapons and capable of transforming into different configurations. But on closer inspection, it appears to be no more than a children's slide. Yep, slide. Very dangerous. Whee! Can I sit on these? I can sit on the swing. That's really sad. continue. Stop getting distracted, me. Alright. So we checked there and there. We haven't checked over this. Ooh, there we go. And down there. Map of Forum Solis. So that's what it used to look like. Several points of interest are marked on the map of Forum Solis. The pond, children's play areas. To your knowledge, however, none would require the use of ceruleum. Shop counter. Though rather small by Garlean standards, the structure is reminiscent of a merchant's stall. Perhaps it was built for children to play at shopkeeper. There is nothing inside resembling Magitech or any other device that would be fueled by ceruleum. Unfortunate. Water. Okay, water. Sploosh, 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 sploosh. Oh, well, sorry, a bit too close, buddy. Oh, it's you. Any luck? There's no sign of any ceruleum. Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I couldn't help but noticing you gazing at the pond. Is something the matter? What? Yes, I mean, no, It's just, I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop it from freezing over, so like all the other children, they just had to wade in and splash about. Would have stayed there if I didn't drag them out. We'd be sopping wet when all was said and done, every time. And every time, when we'd go home, Mother would scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. The pond was heated. With the ceruleum-powered heater, by chance. I suppose it must have been. Come to think of it, I remember seeing engineers changing out a tank beneath a hatch. That was a long time ago, when the water still flowed clear and wasn't this brackish muck. We can't see a thing, and I can't remember where the hatch might be. With the machinery most likely broken, the amount of filth in there is probably the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I'd wager it's still unbearably cold, though. Euless, what are your thoughts on magic? Average Garlean would jump out of their skin if they saw it, but the first is a few foreign signiferi and medici, so it doesn't scare me. Then I take it you won't mind if I employ a little now. Alphino, as you have a knack for finding dry wood, why don't you bring me some? Once that's done, a blast of verifier should do the trick. Leave it to me. He is always finding firewood. That's like his thing. You're not planning on going in there, are you? Of course I am. That tank isn't going to fetch itself. It's nothing so involved as extracting unprocessed ceruleum from a frozen lake, like how the tappers do it. We're talking about a shallow pond in a park, and we have a way of warming ourselves up after. But that's insane. So, fancy a dip? A little friendly competition make things interesting. The last thing we need is you catching a cold. Step aside while I drink the pond dry. That way we'll find it in no time. He got the slurp. That may be the stupidest thing I've heard in a while. And that's saying something considering who my brother is. I can't fault your enthusiasm though. Let's do it my way first, and if that doesn't work, perhaps then you can try your method, with Alphino's help. Bring him a straw. His official warrior of light, Straw. Now he's all wet. Wet cat in a hat. It's terrible. You delve into the murky water but come up empty-handed. To add injury to insult, the icy wind on your damp clothing chills you to the bone. Oh no. Taking damage. Like actually taking damage. You delve into the murky water but come up empty-handed. To add chilled you to the bone. Taking more damage. Beneath the water, your fingers catch on what you think might be a handle. There's nothing there! You open the hatch and retrieve a cerulean tank. It's invisible. Use your imagination, folks. Oh, the wind. Oh, Dhim! However, your grand discovery comes at a great personal cost, as you become acutely aware of the freezing cold and a rancid odor emanating from every ilm of your body. Euless will doubtless feel compelled to pinch his nose shut when you deliver to him your prize. Oh, smelly cat. He needs a shower. Alize, get out of the water. Get out. Get out. You've found it? There must be another one around here somewhere. Oh, Alize. Hey. Did you find anything? I hope you did. Uncovering hidden treasure is an adventurer's bread and butter, though one is not normally required to go elbow deep in ice-cold, stagnant pond water to retrieve it. Nevertheless, many would choose that over mowing down hordes of slavering beasts or solving annoying puzzles. That's it! And there's still some cerulean left. Ah, the fire's still not ready. Hold on, I'll give Alphino a hand. He's helping. Call me an old Dawn, because by fire I am reborn. And my clothes are mostly dry now too. I appreciate you recovering the ceruleum, but I wish you'd taken the time to discuss the plan with me beforehand. Despite the way you've been treated in Lord Quintus's eyes, you're still envoys deserving of protection. If you were to die on my watch, he would be most displeased. Your concern is duly noted, but all's well that ends well. Euless, you mentioned coming here with your younger siblings. Did you grow up in Garlemald? I did, not far from here. My father was an accomplished researcher in his youth, and for his contributions to the Empire, awarded an estate. We lived well, better than many. What was Garlemald like in those days? Everything. It was everything you could imagine, and so much more. Even during the coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking off your coat, sitting down for a hot meal with family. Visiting friends and relatives, receiving that same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Walking down the street, seeing the lights in all the houses, hearing the faint sounds of laughter and song, of happiness. And although the summers came and went all too quickly in that brief respite, the ice would melt and the forgotten grass make its triumphant return. Gray clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we climbed to the top of the tallest building we could find to watch the sunrise. Never again. Those rooftops are rubble. Those friends dead and those memories. But if I could reclaim even a fraction of what we once had. Soon our chance will come. Just need to hold on a little longer. forgot to swap. Oh well. Now that the fire has burned out, Euless is ready to move on. Alright, now that you've recovered from your— there's a person in me! Recovered from your escapades in the pond, there's another location I'd like to search, just outside the park. Guess there's someone else on the same quest as me. As you can see, this place is littered with the remnants of various types of war machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those who took a more severe beatings are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time, that time being now. Rather than prize them apart piece by piece, it would be quicker to remove the outer casings using compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. Though the force generated by these devices is relatively weak, I would advise you to stand well clear to avoid being hit by any shrapnel. Before even bothering, though, you should check the Machina's ceruleum gauge to see if there is any left. It should still provide an accurate reading, even when the unit itself is inactive. If the gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether to use an explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. Understood. Let's get to work. Alright. So we may as well do that real quick. Is that a zone that's not uncovered? What is this? Okay, no, it's just underneath the building. Oh, no, it is a zone that wasn't uncovered. Now it is. Ha 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 ha, I've uncovered you. According to the ceruleum gauge, this unit's fuel tank is empty. Broken. No way to determine how much fuel it may hold. Worth a shot? You retrieve the War Machina's ceruleum tank to find it is still half full or half empty, depending on one's perspective. Either way, Euless will surely be pleased by your discovery. Hey, buddy. Friend. My enemy. Euless. More explosives. Wait, is that what I think it is? Not only did this tank survive the attack that disabled the War Machina in which it was installed, it also escaped the blast of your explosive unscathed. Medals for outstanding service were awarded to inanimate object. This champion among ceruleum tanks would surely deserve one. Love the little blurbs. You've done it again. Truly, luck is on your side. With this, we should be able to refuel quite a few of our heaters. It's time we headed back. Wait here while I go see how Alizé and Alphino are firing. Okay, I'll just wait here. Like a good little warrior of light. Behaving myself. Being good. Waiting, waiting. Waiting some more.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Ah! Spooky. Hi, Thancred.
Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen. After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of us scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything.
Okay, then add cred.
The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them. With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
They had not gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Just had a thought. What happens when the cerulean mines run out?
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all what I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile.
My word.
It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
What?
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
You got that to help your people. Not for you to go to war. What good is a war if you have no people left to defend?
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question. Will they ever escape this cold? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Eula spoke?
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and Alize are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil. Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
After After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Do as he says. Everything will be alright. Have faith. Do as he says.
Get them out of here.
Come back for you. Promise. We'll get you out. Wrong one. Alphino and Alize will be fine, provided they do not resist. And I think with that cliffhanger, we're going to call it a night. Leave us here with the image of Euless and Dhim, waiting the cold night in the freezing shores of Garlemald, icy slopes. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you back next time. Take care, and have a good night.